Progressive presents Mindfulness with Flo.
You are in the driver's seat, in complete control, in life and on the road. Your driving record is impeccable, and for this, you are greatly rewarded with Snapshot from Progressive. You use your savings to buy a World's Best Driver t-shirt. It runs a little small.
The more righteous you drive, the more you can save with Snapshot from Progressive. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
The crew members at Raising Cane's only cook to order, which means they don't cook your food until you order it. For the freshest possible chicken fingers, fries, and toast. Be a back-to-school hero with Raising Cane's.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your health care, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your health care while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
Hello, America. Hello, hello, hello. This is Rick Robinson. You're live right now on KLRNRadio.com, where Liberty and Reason still reigns. Here in just about 30 seconds, we're going to kick off the show officially. Just wanted to say, hope everybody had a great Monday. We've got one last commercial to get out of the way. We'll be right back.
Having a place to go after school will make you a better student. Having an outlet to express yourself will make you a better artist. Having something to do together will make you a better family. At the Y, we're helping build better friends, listeners, writers, swimmers, scientists, and musicians, one chance at a time. Give the gift of opportunity. Support the Y at ymca.net. The Y, for a better us.
Keep on doing what you do, Rick. You're my favorite host. Favorite host.
You know this freedom is anything but free. What we have here depends on those who will fight for what they believe. When we stand together, there's nothing that we can't achieve. This nation of people standing as one in the name of liberty.
All right, folks. Well, I would say happy Monday evening, but this weekend has just been a bitch. Can I get an amen? Look, we have so much to talk about, I don't even know where to start. I mean, literally, there's just been so much happening in the news. Everybody's mad at everybody. Antifa's tearing down statues. Right, where Nazi weirdos are, like, protesting everywhere. I mean, tiki torches and Pillsbury Doughboy shields. That's all I'm going to say. And yet, everybody had a fit. Look, I get it. Hate is a vile thing. But I'm going to say something that is an unpopular truth. The downside to living in what is, in all essence, and should be a free country, is that people have the right to say things that are going to piss you off. You do not have the right to not be offended. The Supreme Court basically just said that just a few weeks ago. Now look, I get it. Their thoughts are vile. They're hateful people. But where would you rather this be taking place? In the public so everyone can see it and realize that it's not as dead as we thought it was, so that we can deal with it, we can talk about it, and we can move on? Or would you rather it stay in the dark and fester? Because that's what political correctness has done to us. Nobody's allowed to give their opinion anymore, even if it's an unpopular, terrible opinion. Everyone has the right to give their opinion. No one has the right to stifle your opinion. That is the point of the First Amendment. And that is something that we have forgotten about. And I say we as in every single one of us because I am just as guilty about it. Now, I'm not talking about businesses and private businesses having the ability to regulate speech. That's one of the first things I saw with this hateful group that put out a post about the chick that got ran over by the car. The only reason she couldn't get out of the way was because she was fat. And I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want to give them any more publicity than they deserve. But GoDaddy basically put out a statement that said they were forcing them to find another carrier for their domain, which is good for GoDaddy. I give them props for that. But I know for a fact everybody was like, but my First Amendment. First Amendment rights don't apply when you're talking about private property with public access. That is one of the things that has driven me crazy about this whole we have to bake a cake for gay people thing. Look, if a business wants to decide who they're going to cater to, that is ultimately their right, and then the private sector gets to decide how they're going to respond to it. Case in point, there was a business today, a flower shop, if memory serves, in Chicago that basically put a thing on their app that basically it was a yes or no question. Do you support Nazis? If you answered yes to this question, you might as well not shop here. Now, I have a question, because yes, they have very hateful ideals. And yes, I don't believe in the idea of Nazism. I don't believe in anything that it stands for. Eugenics, being chief among them, is one of the things that they do believe in. But I don't agree with censoring them either, because they deserve to have their ideas heard, so that everybody can talk about them, and everybody can point and laugh at them because they're stupid. But we don't do that because we vilify them. We make them something bigger than they actually are because we make them these big scary boogeymen instead of pointing out the fact that they were a bunch of overweight, fat white men with tiki torches and frickin' shields with Pillsbury Doughboy rolling pins on them. And I say this as an overweight white fat man. But at least I wasn't carrying a tiki torch or a shield with a rolling pin on it. And on that note, we have got to take a break. We've got a lot more to talk about with this because there's hate coming from everywhere, and I'm just going to let everybody have it tonight, so stay tuned and buckle up. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
Here's George Foreman with
All right, folks, welcome back. So now back to the question of the day. Is hate speech protected speech? Because there'd be a lot of people that want to tell you no. Now, I'm, again, going to state an unpopular opinion, and I'm not talking about after the violence started. I want to put that to bed right now. But there was only one group that was lawfully there to protest and actually was licensed to protest and had the permit. And it wasn't Antifa. It wasn't the counter-protesters. They don't seem to ever be required to have a permit. They don't seem to be held accountable when they create destruction and tear up property. And we'll get to that a little bit later because there was a counter-protest again today where they actually destroyed a statue. No one's been arrested. No charges have been filed. Although vandalism, destruction of private property, any number of things would be possible in that instance. But nothing's happened. Big surprise. Also, there doesn't seem to be a real outcry from the media in regards to the fact that they've torn down a statue. Now, never mind the fact that up until now they've been targeting a lot of the statues about generals. This was actually a war memorial to the folks in gray that actually wore the uniform and fought and died. Now, whether you like it or not, that is still a part of American history. The revisionist history that we have going on right now is very, very dangerous, and I'm going to tell you why. Removing the landmarks that teaches about history is the first step to removing history because it stops people from being able to ask questions. Now, in what has now been renamed Emancipation Park, there was a protest over the weekend because they were removing the statue of Robert E. Lee. Now, I want to remind you that Robert E. Lee actually was opposed to slavery. Robert E. Lee actually stood against secession. But yet, when the time came, he followed the orders of what was, in essence, his new commander-in-chief. Now, you can hate him or you can lump him in with everybody else, but the simple fact of the matter is, whether anybody wants to believe it or not, slavery was already on the way out the door. And for all of these African-American namby-pamby wusses that want to say that, well, we deserve this and that because we were slaves. Well, guess what? You know what? I'm part Native American and I'm part Irish. Now, if you put it all together, it's not really quite 50%, but pretty close to almost half of my DNA has been oppressed by this particular country that we all sit on right here, right now, today. And I still call myself an American. There were Irish slaves. There were Scottish slaves. There were Chinese slaves. There were pretty much anybody at any point in time had the possibility of being a slave regardless of the color of your skin. There were actually African-American slave owners, but nobody talks about them in history either. I'm tired of this one-size-fits-all slant to history. Because look, we all have a gripe if it really comes right down to it. Depending on what our ancestry is, we really have grounds to basically just say, well, this country's not worth it anymore. I'm just going to start I'm going to start asking for reparations just like everybody else. There comes a time when you have to realize that this is in some ways about personal accountability. Now, again, I'm about to say a really unpopular statement. And I'm probably going to irritate some people tonight, so I do want to apologize in advance. But remember how we mentioned that, whether we like it or not, the Nazi hate group was the only one that actually took the time to get a permit and actually tried to follow the law to do the protest? Now, the city could have denied their permit. They chose not to. The other groups that were there, that were counter-protesting, didn't have a permit. So I have a question, and this has been a question that I've been asking all day long. If you are driving a car without either a license or insurance or both, and you are involved in an accident, who is ultimately at fault for the accident, even if the accident was not caused by you? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. If you are driving illegally and you are involved in an accident, even if the other person caused the accident, you are ultimately going to be the one getting all the tickets, because if you hadn't been driving illegally, you wouldn't have been there, and therefore the accident couldn't have occurred. Now, I'm not talking about the woman that was run over before anybody shoots me any hate mail, because that wasn't a viable part of the protest. That was a moron in a car being a moron. And as far as I'm concerned, if he did what they say he did, and he did it for whatever reasons he did it, whether it was for the left, for the Nazis, whatever, then I have news for him. As far as I'm concerned, he should fry. Because he decided to use his car as a weapon. And that makes it murder, no matter what his intent was. So as far as I'm concerned, he should get the death penalty, and he should either fry, or if he was in my state, I would prefer that they exercise either the firing squad or the hanging. Because in my opinion, lethal injection is too humane. And those are both still in the books in my state. But we never use them. I'm not sure why, because there's been all this blowback lately about the companies that manufacture the chemicals that are used in lethal injection don't want the states to use them for that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Great, set up a firing squad. Bullets are cheaper anyway. I know, I'm just in a mood tonight, so bear with me. Alright, but back to this, because again, who is ultimately at fault for the violence? Because until they showed up, those guys were basically being peaceful. Here's another little tidbit for you. I'm one of those guys that believes in giving people enough rope that they can hang themselves. If the protest groups would have left those people alone and let them basically come to their own devices, and then they still would have been shouting their hateful rhetoric and maybe tearing stuff up or doing whatever, then it would have made them look much worse in the eyes of everyone else, because it's exactly what's going on with Antifa tonight. Because they're now tearing down statues in another town because it makes them feel better. All right, so we are up to the next break. We're going to have to take a quick one. This is America Off the Rails. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. We're rounding the corner to the top of the hour. That gives us just about enough time to bring up the hot take poll that I put out for Monday, and that is actually going to be brought to us by our sponsor, Liberty Health Share. I'm actually one of the founding folks of Liberty Health Share. Should be joining me tomorrow night for an interview, so I hope you guys do tune in for that. Again, this is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Give me just a second to see if I can get this hot take poll pulled up that we actually put in for you guys to take part of today. If you're not following along on Twitter, I do suggest that you do that just so you can keep up. We are starting to get to the point where we're putting out daily polls based on the news. Monday's hot take poll was, do you support... first choice was the Nazi flag, otherwise known as authoritarianism. The USSR flag, otherwise known as totalitarianism. They can both get bent or other, and then please comment. So 17% of you weirdos out there said that you actually support the Nazi flag or authoritarianism. 0% said the USSR flag. I knew we at least had some smart listeners. And then 77% they can both get bent. 6% was other, please comment. That was, as of right now, 183 votes taken. The poll technically doesn't close till tomorrow morning, so you can still weigh in if you want. However, we usually put these out in the morning and then give you plenty of time throughout the day to answer them. Then, of course, we had some responses in the other category. This was from Marcus, or at Marcus USA. He said, I support this flag, with a picture of the American flag. And I was like, yes, I was hoping at least one person was going to say that. Thank you. Then we had at Kazubushi, who basically said he is king. No, not in my realm, sir. And then Net actually responded with the Burger King scary dude with the big head playing peekaboo. Now, Stacy Lennox, a.k.a. at Scotsfire, actually gave me an article in there that I think we'll actually probably get into in the last half of the show. And this is from Bishop E.W. Jackson on Charlottesville. And basically he said, I condemn both sides, but we're going to probably get into that a little bit more later. And then at Button 1968 basically said, I'm a pound sand kind of gal. You are nicer than me. I guess I should have used pound sand instead of get bent. I kind of thought that was worse. And then, of course, at Rebel Road Tack, a.k.a. Slickery Trigger, you guys may recognize him as someone who actually sponsors on the show from time to time. This isn't hard. The only thing that makes it hard for some is there's no longer a clear definition of America. And then at Jesse's POV weighed in and said, you know, my heart, Rick, there's only one flag I support. And we all know which one she was referring to. And then at Cro-Magna actually did a picture of the Texas flag and said this one. I'm guessing that has something to do with the Texit movement, but regardless, not necessarily a bad choice. Now, there have been all kinds of things, and I want to touch on one of these right now, because this has been driving me crazy, and it's kind of in the same vein. The Women's March account, which happens to be a verified account on Twitter, which I have to say is honestly starting to piss me off, because it seems like everybody that has the most vile point of view possible, other than a handful of folks that I know that actually are decent everyday people that really probably do deserve the blue check marks. It's getting to the point where, because, you know, this is something that we've been trying to do here, basically to try to make people understand that this is a real thing and we're trying to build a business and, we feel that we should deserve to be verified. However, Twitter seems to disagree. However, if you're hateful, then apparently you can get a blue check mark pretty quickly. Women's March, the verified account through Twitter, basically put out a tweet today that says, if you didn't get why we protested the NRA, watch this ad. The act of terror in hashtag Charlottesville is the clenched fist of truth they called for. Nothing could be further from the truth, and I am so tired of people taking the ads put together by Dana Loesch and actually twisting them, because that's not what any of this is about. It's about the exact opposite. It's about the number of people that have been attacked, beaten, and murdered while under the Obama administration at the hands of Black Lives Matter. It's about the people that have been robbed at gunpoint because they don't know about their own rights to carry firearms, because everybody thinks it's a bad thing now. It's about the mass shootings that have happened in gun-free zones. That's what it's about. But this is yet another form of hate speech. And yes, they have the right to say whatever they choose. But the nice thing about America is you have the right to freely and peacefully dispute them. Now, that's kind of my point with this whole counter-protest thing. Why do they always have to start trying to block traffic, and why do they have to do all these things that are disruptive? Because that's not a peaceful protest. Look, if somebody else is protesting and you want to stand out on the street corner and point and laugh at their stupidity, trust me, I would have been there, pointing and laughing at the idiots with the tiki torches and the doughboy shields, because they looked like morons. Now, I'll get it, some of them had weapons, and that can be scary, but not if you understand your rights. And we're talking about a state that does have open carry laws. So it's not like these people aren't aware of what their rights are. And I am so tired, desperately, completely tired of everybody making this all about one single thing. Look, they're assholes. Forgive me for my language, and I apologize. And for those of you that are listening on the affiliates where it goes out terrestrially, you don't have any idea what I'm talking about because you won't hear it. But they're a-holes. There, I said it the right way. But that's the problem with living in a free society. People have the right to be a-holes if they choose. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to support them. You can find ways to speak out against them without it turning into a violent counter-protest, which is the only thing Antifa knows how to do. For the love of God, Black Lives Matter, when they were at their peak a couple years ago, they were actually marching down a street, screaming, "Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon," after cops were being shot. And it continued for weeks upon weeks, and people wonder why there are so many people right now that are angry. Because it makes no sense to us that there has been an absolute absence of the rule of law under the Obama administration. And now this group, yes, a very hateful group, a very hate-filled group, but again, would you rather them come out in public and identify themselves so that you can point and laugh and make fun of them, or would you rather them continue to hide in the shadows? Because I'm the kind of guy that believes that everything that is completely ugly, nasty, and filthy doesn't need to be hidden. It needs to be drug out into the light so that we can see it, so that we can deal with it. And that's what that would have given us the opportunity to do, if not for the drastic overreaction on the other side. What was done there was not dealing with it. What you've done there is now give these idiots even more power, because they're getting all this attention now from the media that they don't deserve. You're making them into heroes for their movement, and they don't deserve it. They're morons. They're idiots. They're Neanderthals. They're a-holes. All right, so I'm long. We got to take a break. This is America Off the Rails. We'll be back here in just about 4 minutes. Stay tuned. Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs.
Liberty HealthShare is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their healthcare. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your healthcare, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty HealthShare and take back the control of your healthcare while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
Get your free inventor's information. Call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Look, this weekend, one thing that's happened this weekend is I've relearned a lesson that I've learned before, and somehow I keep managing to talk myself out of it. We're never going to make the left happy. As someone who is a conservative, as someone who actually believes in personal responsibility, small government, all of those things that we stand for, we're never going to make the left happy. Now, there's an interesting revisionist kind of thing going on with this movement, because what nobody's talking about is these two groups that were going at each other over the weekend, they were progressives. You're looking at two different sides of the progressive spectrum. You have the authoritarian side of the spectrum, which is the Nazis. You have the totalitarian side of the spectrum, which are the folks that were apparently in Seattle waving the USSR hammer and sickle flag in response to the folks waving the Nazi flag. So what nobody's talking about, because everybody wants to blame the right, everybody likes this new term that's been coined called the alt-right. I don't like the terms alt-right or alt-left or alt-left for two very special reasons. The alternative to the right is the left, which means they're not right. The alternative to the left is the right, and those morons on the alt-left, as those everybody likes to use the term, definitely don't belong to me either. So I have a point I'd like to make. I don't wave a Nazi flag or a USSR flag, and none of that stuff happens in my political house or my personal house. And everybody keeps asking, how do we fix this? It's easy, but nobody wants to do it because political correctness won't allow us to do it. The first thing you do is, if you're afraid something like that is going on, or that your children are having thoughts like that or anything like that, is you make sure you sit down and you talk to them. You ask them. Don't be afraid to talk about it, because maybe they are, or maybe they don't understand it. So do your job as a parent. Talk to them. That's your job. That comes back to that personal accountability and responsibility thing. If you really want to stamp out racism in the area around you, then that's exactly what you need to do. Not with a fist, not with a baseball bat, not with a bike lock, not with a sock full of oranges, but by making sure that everybody around you is on the same page. Look, the ideas of socialism and the ideas of Nazism don't have any place in America as far as I'm concerned. Unfortunately, our First Amendment disagrees with me. If it were up to me, they would all be run out on a rail. But our laws and our First Amendment tell me that I really can't do that. I can tell them to shut the F up all day long. I really can. And I have all weekend. But another thing that's really starting to piss me off is the left has now decided that if you're white and you're conservative and you're breathing, then you're obviously a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I've never in my life espoused any type of racist ideals. I may not necessarily have an issue with a Confederate flag because I understand the historical significance of the Confederate flag. But that doesn't make me a racist. It doesn't mean that I agree with everything that the Confederate flag may or may not have stood for. But for those of you that think it was all about slavery, you've bought into revisionist history. And I can't make you go learn the real history. I mean, there are things about Lincoln that would curl your hair if you took the time to go find them. You don't believe me? Google will show them to you in about 30 seconds. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on a national hero. I'm trying to tell you that there is more going on here than anybody wants to realize. Now, since we've spent most of the show talking about this riot, we're going to talk about the reasons behind the riot. But we've got to take another really quick break. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Back in 2.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care?
Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your health care, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your health care while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org. Welcome back, folks. All right, so you know what? Enough talking about the hate, because we're never going to convince everybody. You know, that's something that's been driving me crazy over Twitter for the last 3 days. Is, you know, there's just no way that you can point out, you know, the truth of these things. But there's another truth that we need to talk about, and that's who's pulling the strings behind these groups, like the Nazi groups and the Antifa groups and the Black Lives Matter groups. Because I have a news flash for you, folks. Everything that's going on in this country right now has happened in every other country that we've ever tried to destabilize around the world. And guess who was the guy pulling the strings at our request at every other single one of these countries? I'll give you a hint. Glenn Beck calls him the spooky dude. I call him just nuts. His name's George Soros. I am willing to bet you dollars to donuts, and Lord knows I'm a fat guy and I eat lots of donuts, that George Soros was involved in both groups yesterday. Because that's what he does. He stirs things up. He gets people mad. He gets them angry, and he keeps them angry. That's why I get so mad about all these people that talk about reparations and we deserve this and we deserve that. You don't deserve anything. Your ancestors are dead. They're buried. And the funny thing is, for all of you that call yourselves African Americans, because I know people from Africa, and I've talked to them when they come here. And I don't understand why, and this is their word, not mine. I don't understand why the Negroes in this country call themselves African Americans. Our ancestors beat them in war and sold them in slavery. They're not from Africa, they're from America. I really don't understand it either, my friend, but, you know, I guess maybe, and the thing about it is, most of them that felt like they wanted the time are now kicking in doors to try to get over here. I mean, look, and I'm not trying to, well, you got better off than your ancestors because you got sold into slavery. No. I'm not going to be one of the folks playing that game. But what I am going to say is the same thing I always say. This ain't got nothing to do with you. You ain't a slave no more. Stop acting like one. I'm so tired of this. Now you guys are basically pillaging towns every chance you get. Anytime anybody does anything that pisses you off, you go tear down another Confederate statue. Or you go demand a park be renamed and then tear down a Confederate statue. Look, if you guys want to do revisionist history, you know what? Knock yourselves out. But there is a right way and a wrong way to do these things. And right now you guys are focusing on the wrong way to do these things. You should not, no matter what the color of your skin or whatever your political motivation, be allowed to go into a town and tear down what should be considered an historical monument. Because again, what's the first step to removing something from the history books? And don't you dare tell me that I'm wrong, because I want you to seriously think about this question. If they're removing the historical monuments now because they're offensive, how long is it until teaching the historical subjects revolving around those historical monuments is also considered offensive? This is a multi-pronged attack on everything this country stands for.
George Soros and those like him that are behind the scenes pulling the strings are coming at this from every possible angle. They have people geared up to remove the monuments so they can eventually remove things from the history books. They're pulling the strings to get people mad, paying them to do protests and get everybody else mad. They're ginning up media coverage on things that should have never gotten media coverage. Look, half of this stuff that happened at this protest Saturday wouldn't have happened if the media hadn't been there making a bigger deal about it. Now, I understand and I get, I'm shining a light on things just so everybody can see what's going on. But there's such a thing as hyper coverage, or there's such a thing as covering something to the point where it becomes basically hyper extended. To the point where nobody even realizes what they're there for anymore, other than, oh, look, somebody's got a camera. Let's go kick a statue 14 times. It's made out of marble. Hopefully I don't break my foot, because I'm going to look really cool kicking this statue that accomplishes absolutely nothing, by the way, because tearing down the statue didn't do a damn thing, except make a bunch of idiots feel better. It doesn't change anything, but it's the first step to changing things on a permanent basis. And that's the scary part, is nobody's willing to talk about what's going on behind the scenes. We literally have people wanting to rewrite history. We literally have people behind the scenes pushing every button they can to tear us apart. And nobody's talking about it. We're too busy talking about how much conservatives hate black people. We're too busy talking about how much black people hate cops. Because that's what they want us talking about. Nobody seems to understand that as long as we're focused on fighting with each other, we don't realize what they're doing. This is not good. None of this is good. We are to the point now where we are seriously on the brink of another civil war, whether anyone wants to admit it or not, and that is not a good thing. It is a terrible thing. And it's bad that it is outside actors and outside influencers that is making this happen. It is ratings-driven media, coupled with some crazy old dude that has always had a hard-on for destroying the United States, that got in good with them and used them to basically perfect his craft, and now he's using what we used to tell him to do against us to destroy us, and nobody wants to talk about it. This from Saturday has his fingerprints all over it, and nobody's talking about it because we're too busy talking about how much everybody hates everybody else. I got news for you. I don't hate anybody. You know what I would much rather do than even this most of the time? Because you guys don't understand the time that I put into this on top of everything else that I do. And I'm not saying that to pound my chest. I'm trying to make you understand. I would much rather just be a guy that could, do his 40 hours of the day job, come home, spend time with the wife and the kids, eat my dinner in front of my television set, nod off, go to sleep, and everything be wonderful, wake up, start the day over again, and nothing else. But I can't do that because nobody's paying attention to what the hell is going on right in front of us. We are literally being torn apart at the seams, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares. Hell, if anything, most everybody else seems to be trying to help the thing along. And I don't know how we get it back. I really don't, because at this point, I think we're past the tipping point. I saw someone who asked me a question the other day. Do you really think that we're going to be able to find a way to get this back by remaining passive? And I honestly said at this point, I don't know if we can get it back, whether we're active or passive in how we deal with it, because I don't see a way back at this point. There are too many people that have forgotten what it means to be an American. There are too many people that have forgotten how blessed they are to be in this country. Because all they see is how terrible their personal little corner of the world is. They don't realize how bad it is everywhere else. Look, folks, and I understand that we say this a lot, but on the way out to the last break of the show, I gotta say this. Even the poorest people in this country, in most cases, live better than the rich in other countries. And that's saying something. But we don't see it that way. We'll be right back.
writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 687.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
All right, folks. Well, believe it or not, we are just about out of time, and I just realized I haven't done this tonight, so I want to give a quick shout-out to the affiliates. Of course, we're available on KLRNRadio.com, where we do this thing every Sunday through Thursday at 11, Monday through Thursday, sorry. We used to do a Sunday night show. I may or may not at some point get back to that. Monday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern. We're available on AMFM247.com every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We are available on the Lanterns Radio Network every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. And the Talk America Radio Network, the Liberty Channel, every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern. Also available on CRNDigitalTalk.com every Saturday and Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. That's right. Everybody else asks me, when do you sleep? The answer is I don't. All right, but anyway, on the way out the door, I've added the title of the show, because I don't think I ever got around to it, is hate speech protected speech? The unfortunate answer to that, and I've been trying to answer that all night long, is yes. Whether you like it or not, they have a First Amendment right to say things that you may not necessarily agree with. That doesn't mean that if you follow the law and you file for your permits and you do whatever else you need to do, that you don't have the ability to do a counter-protest. But this blocking of traffic, this destruction of private property, none of those are lawful parts of protesting. And I'm tired of there being one set of laws for us and one set of laws for them, because it needs to stop. Now, we can keep focusing on the hate, or we can focus on the fact that there are parties involved behind the scenes that want this country destroyed. And my question for you tonight is, are you going to continue to be a piece on their particular chessboard? Because there's another disturbing thought about all of this that happened over the weekend. The police were apparently given stand-down orders. So there was a group that was there lawfully licensed and permitted to protest. Counter-protest formed that were not lawful because they were not permitted. They didn't have the paperwork in order. And the police basically did nothing because they were ordered not to. So on the way out the door, I have a question for you, because this goes back to exactly everything that we've been talking about. Is this not more of this whole thing going on behind the scenes when a mayor of a town, basically, even though there was a group that they approved their permit for, and that group followed all the lawful procedures, and yet they allowed them to come under attack? So I lay everything that happened on Saturday at the feet of that mayor, because he made a conscious decision to not enforce the law. And that needs to stop. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. We'll be back tomorrow night with a double shot, Jen and Rick, first at 10 p.m. Eastern, and then America Off the Rails at 11 p.m. Eastern. And I will see you when I see you. Until then, God bless, and don't let hate rule the day.
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.
The crew members at Raising Cane's only cook to order, which means they don't cook your food until you order it, for the freshest possible chicken fingers, fries, and toast. Be a back-to-school hero with Raising Cane's.
To get ready for your family's Virginia Beach summer vacation, replace the stressful sounds of your life with the Virginia Beach sounds you love. Like that car horn. Now it's a playful gull. And traffic. Just a day at the beach. Oh, hey, kids in the back seat. I mean, friendly dolphins on a kayak tour. It's time to get your Virginia Beach on. Start at visitvirginiabeach.com.